Hi everyone, welcome to my mini review of Hyundai's i10, my current steed. Got rid of the Fiesta ST 3 weeks ago now, missing it quite a lot. Still waiting for my Focus RS. Last confirmed update I had was that it was at the port in Belgium. Still waiting for it to get across to Dagenham and then down to the dealer, so it could be a couple more weeks yet. In the meantime, I've got the joys of the Hyundai i10 hire car. So I find myself driving a normal car that normal people buy, non-petrol heads. So how am I finding it? It's actually pretty good. Does everything you'd want a car to do. Does it quite well. Has quite a few plus points and some negatives as well. So I'm going to run through a few of those. Firstly, it's pretty well equipped. I'm not missing a great deal of the things that I had on my ST, if I'm being completely honest. This is, I think, the premium spec. They have changed the spec of the i10 since this one was made. This is a 16 plate. I know now you get a big touch screen around here, and there's a few other changes, but I think a comparable spec to this for sale today is the premium spec, and this is the 1.2 4-cylinder petrol, non-turbo, normally aspirated. Got 87 horsepower, I think it is, and 5-speed box. Yeah, about 12 grand I think they are, which, yeah, it does seem like a lot of money, but actually it's quite a lot of car. So what do I like about it? Well, as I said, the spec is very good. Not missing anything from the ST. I've got my iPod connected down there. So I've got my tunes, I've got my phone on Bluetooth. You've got steering wheel controls for that. It's got cruise control, speed limiter, audio controls on the steering wheel, nice trip computer, aircon, leather steering wheel, leather gear knob. It's all in all, it's a pretty good spec car. So it's a small city car. It's got a really small footprint, which is great if you're trying to park it anywhere. But inside, the space that I have available to me here isn't too dissimilar to the Fiesta that I came from. So they've done a really good job of creating a lot of interior space without, making the car take up a lot of space on the road. The boot, 252 litres apparently, which is only 8 less than I'm going to get in the Focus RS because of the shallower boot floor. So pretty good in terms of what you can get in it, what you can carry, the space you've got. It drives really well. It's very quiet. I'm in 5th gear at the moment, 1500 RPM, just pootling along at 35 to 40 miles an hour. Really quiet, no engine noise, really smooth. It's got a very comfortable ride. It's got the alloy wheels that come with the premium spec, but quite a high profile sidewall on the tyres, which I think really helps, along with the more plush suspension than I'm used to on the ST, which is quite firm, and on the RS as well, it's very firm. So by comparison, this is a very comfortable place to be. The gearbox is great. It's got a really good shift, very positive, easy to find the gears, doesn't feel too rubbery, quite precise. Yeah, the gearbox feels good. The brakes, well, as is usual with modern cars, as was with the Fiesta and is also with my soon to be arriving Focus RS, they're really over assisted. I like to have to put some pressure in the pedal, and if you try doing that in this, you'll headbutt the windscreen. What was a surprise to me was that it's actually got disc brakes on the rear, which is a bit of overkill really, considering it's only got 87 brake and it's a city car. But yeah, it stops really, really well. The pedals for heel and toe, the throttle's quite far away from the brake pedals, so if you've got narrow shoes on, you might struggle to blip the throttle rolling off the side of the brake pedal. But if you rotate your foot around, as I showed in my heel and toe video, it's perfectly possible and achievable. And actually it's a bit better than my ST was, because the throttle response in this, being normally aspirated, is so much better. In my rev matching video, I showed that a stab of the throttle on the ST to the floor raised the revs by about 500 RPM. Do it in this, it's not quite off the limiter like my 172 Cup was, but they do jump up a good couple of thousand, so the throttle response is much better. So onto the engine, 1.2 4-cylinder, 87 horsepower, 5-speed box. Really long ratios. It's not the most responsive thing, but if you do put your foot down, it does get going and it goes along quite nicely. Economy, really good, really good. I can't get it below 40 to the gallon, and lately in this tank full I've done about 3/4 of the tank so far. I reset when I filled up and I thought, let's see what I can get out of it, and I've got it up to 57.2 according to the trip computer. So a really, really economical little thing. Only Group 6 insurance as well, I think, so will be really cheap to insure. And it comes with a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty as well. It's not all good news though. There's a few things that do irk a little bit, that I find a bit frustrating. Only tiny things, minor dislikes. One thing is that it's got electric windows all round, and surprisingly actually the windows in the rear doors go all the way down, which you don't see a great deal. Often the rear windows go down so far and leave a few inches sticking at the top. These go all the way down. And I've got controls for all four on the armrest, but you only get one touch on the driver's window only. You can't spec it even higher to get one touch on all of them. So that's a bit frustrating. It's nice to just be able to press the buttons and have all the windows go down. Another thing, iPod connects well enough down there in the USB socket, but I like to have my songs shuffling randomly, and you press the random button, turn the car off, lock it up, then when you come out next time it starts playing straight away again, and it's cancelled the random, which is a bit frustrating. You have to keep pressing that every time you get in the car. Another thing I find it lacking is adjustable intermittent wipe on the wipers. It has intermittent, but one speed only, so you can't adjust it if you have rain that isn't enough for a full speed wipe. So good driving position, height adjustable driver's seat, seat's comfortable enough. Haven't spent more than about an hour sitting here, so I can't really comment on long journeys, but for what I use it's more than comfortable enough. The steering wheel has height adjustment but no reach, which is a bit frustrating because I'd like to have the wheel just a bit closer to me. A couple of other things I miss from my Fiesta is the quality of the interior. Now this is quite well put together, but everything inside is very hard plastic, and it does feel and sound a little bit echoey. All the bits that you touch, the steering wheel, the gear lever, the pedals, all the control weights, and the actions is actually pretty good. But the interior, the only soft material in here is actually the seats. Everything else is rock solid plastic. It's all textured, so it's not too glary, but missing the build quality of the ST. And the steering, I didn't realise just how tuned in you get to a quick steering rack. On the Fiesta it was 2.4 turns lock to lock. Now I don't know how many turns this is lock to lock, I haven't actually tried it, but I find myself turning into a corner, and generally I can get around most corners in the ST without taking my hands off the 1/4 to 3 position, but on this I'll turn in as much as I can and I need to reposition and take a bit more lock. It's very, very slow steering rack. And lastly, it's a bit numb to drive. As I said, it kind of feels good enough, all the control weights are good, everything works and feels fine, but there's no real connection, no sense of involvement. Can't really feel anything through the steering. Don't really feel anything at all, actually. So let's just have a go up this bit, national speed limit. Yeah, feels okay. Bit wallowy, bit soft, bit squidgy, bit imprecise, but I think you can have fun in it. So it feels okay when you're on a drive. There's just no real sense of energy. That's what I'm missing from the Fiesta. It did just feel like I was sat in a little ball of energy waiting to just burst forwards and dart left and right, just to your merest inputs. This, it does all of that, but you have to really kind of exaggerate everything, and it doesn't really feed anything back. So yeah, a bit numb, a bit frustrating. For what it is though, and for what it costs, and for what you get, I think you could do an awful lot worse. As I said, I've had 3 weeks in it so far. I've got at least another week or two, maybe even longer, depends on how long it takes my Focus RS to get down to the dealer. I'm not really kind of having a bad time. I'm not thinking, oh, I can't bear it. It does what I need from a car to get to and from work every day, but what I don't find myself doing is just going out for a drive for the hell of it, which is what I really miss doing. So my Focus RS cannot come soon enough, and I hope to soon be posting an update video of my Focus RS. The dealer said he's going to give me a call when it lands at the dealership, so I can go over and see it all while it's still got all the transit packing on it and protection, before they actually start doing anything to it. So as soon as I get that call, I'll be over there with my camera and I'll film a bit of that, and I'll share that all with you as well. So Focus RS soon. Until then, a bit more Hyundai i10 love. So thanks for watching this. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it useful. Share it. Leave any comments below the video or any questions, or if you've got one, let me know how you find it. I'll see you all soon in the next video. Thanks again for watching.